Welcome to DES Trucks. I'm in my wife's 2019 F-150 to 270 EcoBoost, going for a little morning drive here. And I was actually out filming some 0 to 60s because I wanted to know, is this truck really as fast as the 3.5 EcoBoost? So I put a little bit of weight in the truck to bring up the weight of the truck more similar to the weight of the 3.5 EcoBoost, because my 3.5 EcoBoost weighs about 400 pounds more than the 2.7. So we've done 0 to 60s, and the 3.5 has been quicker, so it's already kind of a spoiler alert. The 3.5 is already quicker without the 2.7 having the extra weight. Then the extra weight, we put 350 pounds in the truck and it slowed it down just a little bit. Nothing crazy, like still less than 7 seconds to 60. But anyway, guys, this is a morning drive. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and just, I'm up early and I figured this is a perfect opportunity just to take a little cruise. And this old 2.7, man, it's nothing short of amazing. It's just so smooth. The power comes on pretty good. It's nothing like the 3.5. 3.5's got the low end torque. Then it kind of pulls away at the top end as well, where the 2.7, it's smoother. It's smoother than the 3.5. It's not as much power, but when you're racing these trucks, it's like, you can pretty much go just as fast, pretty much. I mean, if you measure it with the 0 to 60 meter, yeah, the 3.5 is going to be a little quicker, but the difference too is, like, the 3.5, you could burn rubber a lot easier. You could squeal those tires a lot quicker. But it's been too long, guys, since we've done a morning drive, and I did a video a couple of days ago saying something along the lines of major changes, or what's to come. What does the future hold for DS trucks? That was the title of the video. What does the future hold for DS trucks? And we talked about, whether or not we should buy out the F-150. Should we do an F-450? A lot of people brought up some really good points about the F-450s and all the drawbacks, having the big dualies and all that, and the plowing snow and the new truck and the salt and all that. And it's like, yeah, it's all valid points. I just want the truck for the cool factor. I'm not gonna lie. The payload I'll use, but no one really cares if I'm over payload or overweight in this area during a snowstorm or whatever, plowing. No one's really checking that. I mean, you could get a DOT certified cop if you're, I just stay off the highway at the end of the day, because I don't really go over, but if I put a half a yard of salt in my truck with a plow, I'm right there at like 9,900 pounds. So a full yard, I'll be over by a little bit. But like I say, as long as I'm not on the highway, what are the odds? I mean, you got to get stopped by a state trooper that's looking for, whatever. And it's just, with the truck, the way that the 19 250 that I have now, it's pretty nice looking. It don't look all beat. And when I'm on the road, I talk so much about weights and all that, and it's just one of those things. It's like, just now, because I'm doing all the YouTube and I'm thinking about all this stuff, so I kind of know better. That's the problem. When I'm on the road, I see so many violations, it's unreal. Like, no one has their DOT numbers, no one has their, like, definitely, I mean, so many people are out here with CDL trucks, and they probably don't, but you could see like old busted dump trailers with the fenders hanging off, with the wheels hanging out, no fenders, and they're just doing their thing. They're not worried about it. Here I am, all this new stuff, and I'm like worrying about all this, like, formalities and things like that. And people are out here winging it. I guess I'm winging it too a little bit because I don't have a DOT number and all that, and I should, but I just it's a little bit of a hassle to register and all that, but I should have it, But like I said, guys, we were talking about the future of DS trucks, and the future could be very, very different. Like, looking at these trucks, what truck to keep and what truck to buy and all that, that's all great. But really, guys, I've really been enjoying my time off from Ford. I don't know if you guys can perceive it or not, but I haven't had to go into Ford because of new baby and baby bonding and all that, and it's been great. It's been a good time bonding with the baby, with the family. And I noticed that with my son, particularly with my son, having time to really raise your kids right, to really be with your kids, is critical. It's critical. Like, even though I might be out cutting grass or whatever, doing whatever, I'm still away from them, which is fine, which is, good. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna be over hanging with the kids all day, every day, but being away from them for, a little bit, but being home every day at a decent time. And, when I get up to go to Ford, I'm up at 4, I'm out at 5, and it's like, by the time I get home, how long have I been gone for? You know what I mean? Like, I've been gone for 12 hours. I'm burnt out. I come home, I go to sleep, and then all the weekends are gone. They're pretty much gone. I work all weekend. I can barely, like, the schedule, the days and the nights, I'm sleeping half the time to just try to feel balanced. And then your weekends are gone, and then you're just gone for these weird hours. Like on the weekend shift, you're leaving in the middle of the night. Your kids, you don't see them off to bed. But the hours are weird at Ford. The hours are weird. Like, we work 40 hours in 4 days, which is cool for me because we get our work shift done in such a tight little time in the week that I have been able to pull off having this whole side business, side hustle thing. But it's a lot of work for 4 days to get done. It's a lot of work to get done out of 4 days. And the way I like to think about it is, if you work this shift that we work at Ford, you can't have a pet because everything would die. Because you have a dog, right? Let's just say you have a dog. If you don't have anybody to take care of that dog for you while you're at that plant, how's that dog gonna survive I'm sure it would live, but it would be miserable because you're gone for so many hours. Like, you're gone for 12 hours that it can't, I guess you could leave food out, but you'd have to leave the dog outside. It can't use the bathroom, can barely eat, can barely whatever. You can't put a dog in a cage for 12 hours a day. And it's like, you're gone. And then when you come home, you're not going to want to be around that dog. You're going to want to maybe pet him on the head twice and then go to bed. But, I definitely noticed that with the fish. I had a fish tank. And before I was married and all that, the fish would really struggle because I wasn't there. If you don't turn on those lights, those fish are going to die. Eventually, I tried timers and everything, but, timers turning on the lights and everything, but eventually it wasn't, enough, and I had to let those fish go because I was working too much. But it really got me thinking, guys, being off for these 12 weeks of baby bonding. I took the full allowable time from the great state. And it's like, you get 12 weeks, and I'm really seeing that regardless from having a new truck, which I probably can't get a new 450 right now if I don't go back to Ford. But it's it's like it's so nice to not have to get up in the middle of the night. Your sleep's never, not having the sleep schedule messed up and not feeling off for so many hours of the week. It's difficult to get back on track after you've worked 2 days and then 2 nights. It's so hard. It takes everything. There's no partying, there's no drinking, there's no smoking, there's no nothing. All it is work, sleep, get back on track, get back on track. And it's like, I like working at Ford. There's a lot of pros. I like working on the line. I like all that, but I do enjoy having the time to raise my kids. For a while, when I had the first kid, he didn't really know who I was that much when he was real little. When he was like 6 months old, 7 months old, I worked so much that he kind of had a different feeling toward me. Like, he knew who I was, but he was more like, definitely more attached to his mom, just because of how often I had to work. Like, how many nights of the week did I actually put him to bed? Not nearly as many. It is a difficult thing. Now, at the same time, business is so much harder than Ford. That's the challenge. Like, business is difficult. Business is difficult. And to be honest, employees are what makes it so hard. Like, having employees is so difficult. And then not having employees is difficult too, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be alone at work. Like, I don't want to be by myself, being like a solo type of guy, just grinding alone. I've done that before in the lawn business, and it's not really what I want to do. I don't want to just be by myself, because I hate employees. I don't hate people. I hate being having employees, because they don't really, they're not going to put forth the effort that I'm putting forth, and they're not taking care of business. Like, you're going to have to deal with employees not taking care of basic business, like basic things for their own self. Like, you got to hear about how, his license is suspended. He got in trouble. He got a ticket doing something stupid. And generally they do stupid stuff. And it's just like, if it weren't for a business, I wouldn't even associate with these people, just because they don't take care of business. They don't. I mean, it is what it is. There's a lot of cons, all the bureaucracy and employees and workman's comp and liability, and the list goes on and on and on. It's just gross when you think about it. Just, the government just complicates everything. Like, they've got 15 rules. You got to take out the taxes. You got to whatever. It's like, it's not fun. Having employees is not fun. But, sometimes it's good. Most of the time it's just irritating. That's the side of the business that I'm not too fond of. The employees that getting up in the morning, getting ready to go, stepping outside, and nobody shows up to work. Nobody shows up that day. This year has been brutal. As you guys know, COVID, people have been getting unemployment so much that they've been quitting so quick. But it's starting to kind of get a little better. And what they've done with this unemployment is, like, people who've worked for me and hasn't even worked for me forever somehow got unemployment. Like, what? And it's tough, because how do you stop it? Like, I'm going to stop somebody's $1,000 a week unemployment when they know who I am and where I'm at. That's a lot of money to be. You don't mess with people like that, you know what I mean? When they know everything, where you are and all that, you just don't do it. But I probably should have now in hindsight. But like I was saying, guys, major change can come. Because thinking about this Ford thing is like, man, if I just had the time that I have now. Like right now, I have days to make videos and time to make videos and weekends to hang out that I just haven't had in so long. And going to the Ford is like, yeah, it's more money, but at the end of the day, it's just more money. It's not. And not that I want to necessarily do business over Ford or vice versa. I kind of have the feeling that I don't want to do two. I don't want to do both. But they both have their pros and cons. Ford, you lose your weekends. Your hours are way too long. You're working too many hours a week. Even though I'm only doing the 40. But the 40 is done so fast. And then there's the commuting and all that. There's the traffic, sitting in traffic an hour, whatever it is per day. And it's like, with the business, I have the nuisance of the employees. But I will say, like, being around a little bit more has helped with the employee portion. Like, just, I can be a good crew leader. Like, I can lead my crew, no problem. It's hard to find that crew leader that can really keep the crew in check, keep the crew in line, be a leader, keep the morale up. People love working with me. It's I can handle that. Like, I know how to handle a crew, but it's hard to find a crew leader that can handle a crew. Like, have a crew leader that's not going to take advantage of being the crew leader, where he can do a little less. He can, do this, maybe not have to do the hard stuff or the dirty stuff. And people don't want that. When I'm on the crew, I do a lot of the hard stuff. Like, I split. I don't do it all. I don't do all the grunt work, but I do a lot of it. I have a way of operating to where the crew is happy when I'm working. I know how to keep a crew happy, but it's hard for a hired crew leader to keep a crew happy. They don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? When it comes to the culture of a crew, it's hard to find that and train that. But my crew, they generally like working with me, but they also sometimes kind of fall apart when they're left alone for too long. But yeah, it's a tough one, man. One of the things is like, with this whole YouTube thing, having a 450 might be cool. It's a huge expense, but it might be better just to having a 450 means that I'll have so much less time to even make the videos with the 450. What if the videos were more geared toward survival out here without having Ford? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Business type channel now that has a survival. I mean, it's one of those things, like, I don't really think I wouldn't make it. I think that I would now at this point. I've been doing this for a while. Snow, leaves. The snow part's kind of intimidating because there is no real revenue until it snows. I mean, I have some prepaid stuff, but it ain't enough to keep me going. I'd have to do something else. I'd have to hustle with some other kind of business. But in the summer months, it's fine. It's not a problem. Summer, fall, it's not too much of a problem. But you got to constantly reinvent yourself. And it's hard, you'd have to get out there and struggle a little bit. But right now, just because I've kind of got that safety net forward, I haven't really been grinding that hard. I like having my schedule is so easy. It's 3 days a week now. And the rest of the week, I'm off. I work Wednesday. I work Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. So I work Tuesday, I'll take Wednesday off. I work Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday are off. That's insane. Like, that's such a gravy schedule. But, it's kind of built around me going back to Ford. It's always like, it's not the right time. But, with YouTube starting to take off a little bit more, I don't know, maybe it is that time. I'm not saying nothing solid, but you know, maybe it's that time to struggle a little bit and not have it so easy. But anyway, guys, that's it for the morning drive. Comment below, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching the channel. If you stayed for this whole video, it's 20 minutes long. It's a morning drive. Have a great day, guys. See you in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed the race that me and Power Stroke Tech Talk did. But that's gonna be it. Over and out. Have a great day. See you next time.